All right, guys, we got a huge new update to the fantasy hockey event. Week two's cards were released, and they are big time compared to week one's. First of all, the master set player this week is Brady Tkachuk, who's already gotten a goal, and will be boosted to an 81. Again, these cards will go up for their entire rating by +1 for every goal they score. Goaltenders will get +1 for every win. So there is a lot of cards to talk about with week two now being underway, but the Brady Tkachuk already makes week two far better than week one, as Kovalchuk isn't nearly as likely to have a 20-goal season as Brady Tkachuk is. So let's get into the new cards and break down who I think is someone that you might want to look out for, invest in, or keep if you pack, and what type of player should be investing in these cards or staying away or selling, that kind of thing. But yeah, let's get into it and take a look at all of the cards. So here are all the week two cards that you can pack, starting with the 79 Nolan Patrick, 79 Eric Gustafsson, the 82 all over Ekman Larson, 81 Keith Yandel, 81 Josh Bailey, 82 John Klingberg, 72 John Tavares, the kind of big fish of this week, like Taylor Hall last week, 76 Eric Stahl, 76 Ilya Samsonov, 77 Blake Wheeler, 78 Capo Caco, who I have a feeling will be the most sought after, and then the 79 Oscar Moeller, who is a European League player. Let's get into the stat-specific ones and see if there is some ones that are worth more than others. So we'll start with the 82 all over Ekman Larson. I want to focus on the defensive ones first, because defense is really weak as compared to the forward options, and because you can't put forwards on defense anymore, you really need to watch out for ones that combine speed and shot, because it's extremely important. So Oliver Ekman-Larsson, not necessarily a bigger goal scorer, but he only needs 2 or 3 before he's already one of the better defenseman cards in the game. He has the X Factor synergy, so if you can activate X Factor, he's even better. But 1 goal will get him 90 speed across the board, and get his accuracy into the 80s, as well as having shot power to 84. He's pretty big at 6'2". This would be a card that, it's tough because the value of these cards, it's always going to make more sense to sell them. So if you are a free-to-pay player, you don't really spend money on the game at all, you want to sell these. You're going to be able to get way more money out of them than having to wait and see, what they become. Another interesting one would be Nolan Patrick. The reason why I think that he might be someone you could get is, A, he might be cheaper because he's only 79, and he's been kind of a bust when it comes to his early start to his career, getting only 30 and 31 points respectively in his first 2 seasons. Now, he has gotten 13 goals both seasons, so let's say he only gets 13 again. It makes him a valuable enough card because he will have 99 speed, and then obviously all of his shooting will be just under 90, but again, that's on the longer end of things, but his faceoff's already an 82, but he could break out. He was his second overall pick. It's not out of the question, and if Philly is expected to be a little bit better this year, I could see Nolan Patrick becoming better, obviously, so it depends how cheap you can get him, but if he's like 100K maybe, again, that's still a lot, but if you really want one of these cards, he might be one of the better ones to get in week 2. Next up, we've got Blake Wheeler. The reason why I want to point him out is he's so big that if he can get just even 5 goals within the first month or 6 weeks of the season, he's going to be someone you could use for a really long time regardless. He's 6'5", 225. He's already gigantic. His speed, obviously, with this card is 83 and under, and then his shot is, 80 and under. But the thing that I want to point out here is a lot of people might look to the point or fact that he gets about 90 points a season. The last 2 seasons, he's gotten 91. He's never really been that prolific of a goal scorer. 26 is his, the last 5 years, he's really averaged just around 26. And then last year, he got 20. So, again, I wouldn't expect a gigantic goal-scoring outburst from him, but if he can get a few early, that's what's going to matter with a lot of these cards, because once they are actually able to be used in your lineup, that's when they're obviously going to have a lot more value to you. This card, even for a free-to-play player, is still okay, again, just because of his size. So if you pack him, I would be okay with keeping him, but obviously if you want to sell, but it would be expensive to go after him. But like I said, if you can get a few goals early in the season, he's going to be one of the best cards just because of his size alone. Now let's discuss the big fish, John Tavares. So he's coming in at 72. Now, he's a prolific goal scorer in the NHL. He's going to get a lock for 30, making him a 99 for sure. But again, you're going to have to spend, like right now, obviously just happened about $1 million, but if we're looking at the Taylor Hall prices, that's about the going rate. It's going to be a long time before you can use him in your lineup, even free-to-play players. Is John Tavares, so his skating is usually lower, and it is. It's low 70s. He needs 10 goals to get into the 80s and, even be okay and usable. I would 100% sell John Tavares. Now, if you're a Leafs fan, I totally get it. These cards are amazing if you're a fan of the team that you're going after. But this one is a no. You're going to have to spend way too many coins now to get a payoff that's 3 months down the road where you pack him, get 1 million coins right away. I mean, you could go buy Wayne Gretzky and Howie Morenz, and you'll have them for the next, however long, probably almost the entire season. So it's just something to think about. I would not invest in John Tavares or Taylor Hall, although Taylor Hall is a lot faster, but especially because John Tavares is so slow, it's going to be a long time before he's even usable on your team, even for free-to-play players. Next, let's discuss another one that's going to be really sought after, and that's the 78 Kaapo Kakko. I have a feeling because everyone is so amazed by him, and he is the new hotness for very good reason, that everyone's going to want to go after him. Now, unlike John Tavares, Kaapo Kakko's stats are almost usable right now. His speed is all around 85 and above. His endurance is only a 71 though, so that's really rough. But with 10 goals, he is one of the better cards. And again, 10 goals might be a while, but as we've seen a lot over the last few years, a lot of the high-end rookies score in bunches right off the beginning of the season, so it wouldn't be totally out of the question. Honestly, as a hockey fan, if you were to pack this card, I would keep him, even though it doesn't match up with any logic. It's just, he's one of the most exciting players in the NHL this year, and it's a really good card to flex on kids when you play them. And there is a good potential that he does end up with an extremely, extremely good card. But unlike John Tavares, who is guaranteed 30 goals basically because of how good his team is, in the end, John Tavares is going to be a 99. We don't know yet what kind of impact Kaapo Kakko as far as scoring is going to have, whether he's more of a playmaker. Now, obviously, he has a fantastic shot, and he's extremely creative. But we don't know how he's going to play in the NHL yet, right? So I would just keep that in mind. But again, like with 5 goals, he's already one of the better cards. He'll have 90 speed and 85 shooting. So I would keep him because, well, we're all hockey fans. He's 6'2", and yeah, man, let's go Kaapo Kakko. And the last card that I want to talk about is the 81 Brady Tkachuk. Now, he scored over 20 goals in his rookie season. I think this is a card you would want to make. Again, Kovalchuk, I said don't, because we're not guaranteed that he's even going to play all that much. I'm assuming he'll play much more than last year, but he looks to be at the end of the road. Brady Tkachuk is almost guaranteed to score 25 or 30 goals just based on opportunity. He is the entire Ottawa Senators offense outside of Thomas Chabot. You saw it in the first game against the Leafs. He already scored one. 6'3", has enough size, and with 5 more goals, which, again, he plays in every situation for the Senators. He is their focal point. He is the engine that drives them this season. He's already one of the better cards. So I would 100% make Brady Tkachuk. I would wait till the end of the, farther along in the week to try and go after the collectibles and whatnot. But, if you can make him for $600K, I would honestly recommend doing it because you'll get a 99. But the thing that I'm trying to preach to all you guys about these cards is that there needs to be value that you can get now and use so that you can use them along the road. These cards are all, if you could own them all, it'd be awesome. But there's no point in owning some of these cards when you're basically having to hold on to them or pay the most value that they're going to reach. So like for example, the Taylor Hall, 1 million coins for Taylor Hall and John Tavares. They're going to be 99s. Let's say they're going to be 99s. You're paying 1 million coins now for, a 99 player that at Team of the Year is probably going to cost around the same. Whereas you could have the coins now. So The Brady Tkachuk, I would slowly build until the end of the week, when the event's about to be over. See if you can't get some of the collectibles cheaper. Watch out for the gold rare cards. Get those collectibles as cheap as possible, because that Brady Tkachuk is awesome, and he's big, and he's going to score a lot, especially a lot more than Ilya Kovalchuk. I would invest, guys. So, guys, that is going to do it for me and my input and opinion on the Week 2 fantasy cards. I think they're a great idea, honestly. Just be aware of the value for some of them. If you're a free-to-play player, again, like I said, I would sell all of them because they're just not going to give you enough for your whole team. But if you're someone like me who spends money on the game, or you play it a ton and you have a big bankroll, there are a few that you should go after. So I hope this video helped. If you guys have any other questions or like that, message me either in the comments section down below or on Twitter at NoSleevesGaming. I try to get to everyone. And yeah, guys, if you like the videos, please give it a subscribe and a like. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.